Who pretended to be a German heiress has been released from immigration custody. They'd arrested her back in March for overstaying her visa. Sorokin still faces deportation and is confined to house arrest and banned from using social media. Back in 2019, Sorokin was convicted of grand larceny and theft of services after swindling hundreds of thousands of dollars from banks, luxury hotels, and friends in the city.
The woman who conned people into believing she was a wealthy heiress is now out of prison, and she's fighting to stay in this country. After a high-profile trial and 18 months behind bars and being the subject of a Netflix series, Anna Sorokin tells Stephen Fabian she deserves a second chance.
In 2013, a woman named Anna Sorokin arrived in New York, pretending to be Anna Delvey, a rich German heiress. She had no real money, no trust fund, just confidence, style, and a made-up backstory. Still, she lived like royalty. Private jets, luxury hotels, VIP parties, all paid for with fake wire transfers and bold lies. She tricked friends, fooled banks, and duped New York's elite into believing she belonged. Some of her friends were left with thousands in debt. She burned bridges across the fashion, art, and startup worlds. But here's the real question. How did a broke 20-something nearly steal $22 million with nothing but nerve and a fake accent? In the next few minutes, we'll break down how she almost pulled it off and how it all fell apart. From VIP lounges to prison bars, this is the real story of Anna Delvey, one of the most stylish scammers of our time. In 2013, a young woman named Anna Sorokin landed in New York, but she didn't introduce herself that way. She called herself Anna Delvey and told everyone she was a German heiress with a 60 million euro trust fund waiting for her. She said her father was a rich diplomat or an oil tycoon. The story changed, but the lifestyle never did. Anna dressed the part. Designer clothes, big sunglasses, first-class travel. She used Instagram like a weapon, posting just enough luxury to seem legit. She dropped names of art collectors, tech founders, editors, and made sure to be seen at New York Fashion Week and exclusive hotel bars. But behind the scenes, she was staying at luxury hotels with no credit card on file. She left bills pending, promised wires that never came, and always had a reason why her money hadn't arrived yet. Her confidence sold it. So did the way she acted like she belonged. People believed her because she acted richer than them. That's how she got in and stayed in. She didn't just trick strangers. She fooled event planners, art world insiders, and even hotel managers. She treated her friends to expensive dinners, spa days, and gifts, but had them pick up the bill. And they did, because she said she'd pay them back soon. No one asked too many questions, because in those circles, asking is rude. And Anna knew that. It wasn't about having money. It was about looking like you did, and she played that game perfectly. But how long can you fake being a millionaire before someone checks the balance? By 2015, Anna Sorokin had taken her fake life to the next level. Still calling herself Anna Delvey, she was no longer just hotel hopping in New York. She was riding in private jets, attending VIP dinners, and brushing shoulders with some of the city's most powerful people. She did it all using fake bank statements, phony wire transfers, and a lot of confidence. Hotel managers assumed she was rich. Assistants assumed her wires were delayed. Everyone just gave her more time. Meanwhile, Anna talked non-stop about a big project she was building, the Anna Delvey Foundation, a private arts club with a gallery, event space, and rooftop bar. She said it would be the next Soho House. She pitched it like it already existed, and powerful people believed her. She had real estate lawyers, branding agencies, and even a few banks interested. She convinced one bank to let her apply for a $22 million loan based on fake documents and a Swiss trust fund that didn't exist. While waiting for that deal to close, Anna kept living big. She ran up bills in luxury hotels, booked personal trainers, got facials, and paid for nothing. By mid-2017, she had racked up over $275,000 in unpaid bills, bounced checks, and unpaid fees. But things got worse in Morocco. Anna invited her friend, Rachel, and two others on a luxury trip. They stayed at a $7,000 a night hotel. Anna promised her card was on file. It wasn't. When the hotel demanded payment, Anna disappeared, and Rachel's company Amex card was charged nearly $62,000. Rachel thought it was just a mistake, but Anna never paid her back. That trip changed everything. Rachel started asking questions. People around Anna started talking. Hotels wanted payment. Banks looked closer. The dream was cracking. The wires stopped working. The lies were catching up. People who once praised her started calling her a fraud. So when did the dream finally turn into a full-blown nightmare? By late 2017, Anna's lies were falling apart. The hotels were done waiting. The banks were looking closer. Friends were starting to connect the dots. Anna knew the walls were closing in, so she disappeared. Not to Europe or some luxury escape, but to a rehab center in California. She told people she just needed rest, a break, some space. But the truth? She was hiding. The Manhattan District Attorney had been building a case. With the help of Rachel, the friend left with a $62,000 bill in Morocco. They tracked Anna down. In October 2017, she was arrested just outside the rehab facility. No more hotels. No more wire transfers. No more pretending. Her mugshot made headlines. Her real name, Anna Sorokin, was everywhere. Suddenly, the elite circles she once partied with were scrambling. Art people, fashion insiders, hotel owners. Everyone who had once smiled beside her was now distancing themselves fast. No one wanted to admit they had believed the lie. But the courts had no problem saying what it was. Anna was charged with multiple counts of grand larceny and theft of services. In total, she was accused of stealing over $275,000. It wasn't just unpaid hotel rooms. She faked bank documents, used people's credit cards, lied to banks, to friends, to businesses. She wasn't a lost girl. She was a con artist. At least that's how the prosecutors saw it. But Anna had other ideas. Even behind bars, she didn't act scared. She acted like she was still in control. She refused court-appointed clothes, demanding designer outfits for her trial. She said her image mattered, that she was still someone. And strangely, the media couldn't look away. Her story was irresistible. A woman who tricked the rich, played the part, and almost got away with it. Some people hated her, some secretly admired her, but either way, everyone was watching. So, how does a fake heiress go from a courtroom to Netflix deals and podcast interviews? By March 2019, Anna Sorokin's life was no longer a lie. It was a full-blown courtroom drama. Reporters filled the room. Cameras camped outside. But this wasn't just about crime anymore. It was about style. Anna wasn't just on trial. She was putting on a show. She hired a professional stylist to dress her for court. Not a lawyer move, a celebrity move. She wore black designer dresses, thick glasses, a choker, expensive-looking coats. Every outfit was judged online. Instagram pages popped up just to track her courtroom looks. It was like The Devil Wears Prada meets Law and Order. But behind the fashion, the charges were serious. The prosecution laid it all out. Fake wire transfers, lies about a $60 million trust fund, $200,000 in stolen goods and services. Her victims spoke out. Friends she never paid back. Hotels that were conned. People who believed she was something she wasn't. Rachel, the former friend left with the Morocco bill, testified. Her voice shook. The betrayal ran deep. The jury listened. The world watched. Anna sat quietly, sometimes smirking, sometimes crying, always styled. And then, the verdict. Guilty on multiple counts of theft and grand larceny. She wasn't convicted of everything, but it was enough. In May 2019, she was sentenced to 4 to 12 years in prison, fined $24,000, and ordered to pay $199,000 in restitution. But even behind bars, Anna wasn't fading away, because Netflix had already bought the rights to her story. Shonda Rhimes, the producer behind Scandal and Grey's Anatomy, was turning it into a series. Title: Inventing Anna. Netflix reportedly paid $320,000 to Anna for the rights. Yes, she was convicted of fraud, but now she was a paid celebrity fraud. Some people were outraged. Why should a scammer profit off her crimes? Others were fascinated. How did she pull it off? How close did she get to becoming real? From prison, Anna gave interviews, wrote letters, and made plans. She knew she was famous now. Not because of money, but because of the myth she created. She went in as a fake heiress. She came out as a Netflix anti-hero. So what does a fraudster do after prison? You'd be surprised. Anna Sorokin was released from prison in February 2021. But freedom didn't last long. Just weeks later, she was picked up by ICE, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Turns out her visa had expired, and now the U.S. wanted her deported back to Germany. So instead of New York brunches and front row fashion shows, she was sitting in a detention center in New Jersey, waiting filing appeals, still trending online. By 2022, after months in ICE custody, Anna made a deal. She wouldn't be deported, but she'd be put on house arrest in Manhattan. Her passport was taken. An ankle monitor went on. She couldn't leave her apartment. No clubs, no fashion week, no flights. But that didn't stop her from making headlines. In fact, she doubled down. She launched a podcast called The Anna Delvey Show, where she interviews artists, celebrities, and sometimes just talks about herself. She made NFTs. Yes, really. She started selling her jailhouse drawings, simple, scribbly pencil art, for hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars. People bought them. Some said they were supporting art. Others just wanted a piece of the scam. In a world where infamy sells, Anna was still making bank. And the public? Still divided. Some called her a criminal who refuses to take accountability. Others saw her as a symbol of how rich people fake it all the time and still win. Anna just played the same game, without the inheritance. In interviews, she says she's not a con artist. She says she never scammed for fun, just to fund her dreams. That dream? To build a private art foundation, like a modern-day Peggy Guggenheim. One problem, she still has no legal way to make real money in the US, but that hasn't stopped her from trying. Now she's more influencer than inmate. She throws dinner parties for journalists, art kids, and fashion insiders, all from her apartment. She posts online, she makes merch, she leans into the myth. Even her ankle monitor has become a fashion statement. It's surreal. The woman who once pretended to be rich is now famous enough to charge for her story. She still can't leave her building, but her voice, her brand, everywhere. Anna Sorokin is living proof of something weird about our world. You don't have to be honest to be interesting. You don't have to be rich to be followed. You just have to be loud enough to matter. So what is she now? A scammer? An artist? A media genius? That's the question no one can quite answer, because somehow she's still here. Still in New York, still making headlines. And that leaves just one final question. Was Anna Sorokin just a fraud who got lucky? Or did she rewrite the rules of fame itself? In the end, Anna Sorokin didn't just scam banks, hotels, and a few rich friends. She fooled an entire system, one built on appearances, exclusivity, and illusion. She saw how easily people equated money with worth, how access meant power, and how, if you looked the part, no one asked questions. She wore Celine sunglasses, sat front row at fashion shows, dropped the word foundation like it meant something. And suddenly it did. Because the truth is, people wanted to believe her. The rich believed her because she acted richer. The art world believed her because she talked in vague, visionary buzzwords. Even her friends, the ones she hurt, believed because they didn't want to be left out. That's the twist no one likes to admit. Anna didn't break into high society. She was invited in, and that's what made the whole thing work. She didn't just trick people. She exposed how much of the elite world is built on vibes, connections, and mutual pretending. When the truth came out, the outrage was real. But so was the fascination, because Anna Delvey wasn't just a scammer. She became a mirror to the influencers selling lifestyle over substance, to the brands chasing image over values, to the public addicted to success stories with just the right filter. Yes, she lied, she stole, she hurt people, but she also tapped into a world that rewards style over substance and played it better than most. In a world where clout is currency, Anna printed her own. And when it crashed, Netflix cut her a check. Magazines ran her story. People lined up to hear more. So what's the lesson? Maybe it's this: lies travel fast, especially when they come in designer heels, but they don't last forever. Anna's fall was sharp, public, brutal, but the system that lifted her, that's still standing. We laugh at Anna now, but how many other Delveys are out there? Posting, posing, pretending. Anna faked being rich, but maybe the real fake was the world that welcomed her. No questions asked. From con to icon, Anna Sorokin's story is one of the most chaotic modern legends we've seen. She lied, she schemed, she went to jail, and somehow came out more famous than when she went in. Love her or hate her, you can't ignore her. Because she didn't just fake a name, she exposed how easy it is to fool people chasing money, status, and prestige. And that's the uncomfortable truth. In a world obsessed with fame, sometimes it's the best performance, not the real story, that wins. So if you love true scams, social climbing gone wrong, and drama with receipts, hit that subscribe. We've got more wild stories coming your way. Comment below. Is Anna Sorokin a criminal who got lucky? Or a genius trapped in the wrong system? Either way, she rewrote the rules.